Tuesday, everyone. Thank you for coming back to the wood shop. All right, today what I'm going to do is a bowl in a bowl type container with a lid. So I got me a log up here that's about what I want in size. But let's round this off a little bit more. It needs to get rounded. It's not quite there yet. Whew, let's see how that goes. Looking better. All right, maybe one more pass. One, maybe two passes should get us there. All right, we just need one nice clean shave here, I think. All right, finally. Yes. Now, to part these off, let me mark my stuff and I can start working on parting it off. So, let me get this here. First thing that gets marked off is the cap. All right, my total length of this right now is currently 6 inches, just under 6 inches. You know, I cleaned some stuff here. It started at 6 inches, so let's go ahead and mark off, say, a half inch for the lid, plus a 1/4 inch for the tenon. So we need a tenon in here. All right. So part on the left side, or the headstock, parting it. So let's see how this. Let's see how this goes. Let's see. I'm spinning at 830. All right, here's my top. I got the top off. So let's see what we got left over here. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 1/4, 4 1/8. So one box is gonna fit in the other. So let's have the bottom. So that's gonna be the bottom I can get working on here. 1, 2 1/2. Would give 1 1/2 for the inner. So 2 1/2 to 1 1/2, 2 1/2, 3, 4. Yeah, all right. So we're gonna go 2 1/2 down, and we're gonna part that off. and that's going to sit inside this one. So let's mark it off. All right. Alright, so we're going to mark a little divot for the center here for drilling. Alright, let's see how far. Alright, let me get a piece of tape here. Let me get some markings here. All right, so the wall thickness is really about, that's the wall. All right, so from the wall, we go in an 1/8 for a drop, and then another 1/8, go down a couple inches, and then another one, or however low I want to go for that thing. Let's see how that all works out. All right, let's see what we got going here. All right, that's close enough. I just gotta straighten this out now. Gotta make sure I don't get catch it. All right, time to bring out the big guns. Never used them, so let's see what I can do with this thing. Well, I don't know where it died off at, but welcome back. Straight in. All right, let's go ahead and let's go through the grit, sand this thing down. So that's 80, 120, 320, 240, 240. All right. See, that looks really nice in there. All right, so that's the sanding. I'm gonna put some Yorkshire grit on here. And then after that, put some beeswax, and we'll call it a day. So, with the sanding that was done, hopefully the Yorkshire grit, abrasive grit will get all in there. So let's just go ahead and start spreading it around. Alright, let's let that sit here a couple of minutes, and then we'll buffer out and see what kind of stuff we end up with. Alright, I shall bring you back when I'm just about done with it, and I'm putting the beeswax on it. I got my beeswax on here. Let's go ahead and polish this bad boy up, and this should be the end of it. Just get it going just so I can get it spreading. Alright, turn it up again. Gonna get some heat on her. Alright, get a clean part of this and we'll finish it off. Alright, let's see what she's looking like. Look at that shine. That is awesome. Let's go inside here. Oh yeah, look at all that. Yep, it's gonna be a beautiful bowl. Now, take this off, put it aside, and tomorrow I'll start on the inner bowl for it. See y'all tomorrow. It's the next day here. All right, so I got the inside bowl is going to sit here. So all I got to do first is I'm just going to scrape this down until it fits. And once it fits, I'm going to put it in there, turn the whole thing around, and get that tenon off the top and hollow out the piece. First thing is swap off this big one, put a lid on. Makes it a lot easier. I don't know if this is the right tool to use, but I'm going to try it first. All right, okay, let's do a little measurement here. All right, so that's the width I gotta get you. Let's see if I can get a marking on you here. All right, that's close enough. Go ahead and get the pencil mark on her here. Right there. First thing we gotta do, may as well go back to the long one here. So we're working in the front, may as well just scrape her down, get her level down, and then start working her from there. Nothing like having nice sharp tooth first thing in the morning. Hey, buddy. All right, let's see how this. There, see? She fits. Check it out. Look at that, nice and snug. I got the inside of the bowl, it's gonna fit. All right, maybe go down just a little bite, maybe? What is it? Half of this, maybe? Let's see here. All right, a little bit more. not bad. Beautiful shavings, by the way. Look at that. There's some nice shavings. Send the bottom down and the sides just to get her done. Look at that. Just beautiful. And she sits in there perfectly. All right, let me get some Yorkshire grit on her and some beeswax just to polish her up with the rest of it. See how the polish shines up on the outside of this anyways. Look at that grain. It's gonna be nice. Now, I've had a couple folks mention about using these blue towelettes. Look, if it gets caught, I just let it go. Simple as that, see? That's all you gotta do. There ain't nothing special about it. I don't wrap it around my fingers. I don't do anything that's gonna be of danger. All right, let's go ahead and speed it up a little bit here, get some heat on her. All right, let me get this finished here. I'll bring you back when I'm done. All right, got that nice and buffed out. Look at that. Let's get some wax on it here. Probably a little bit too much. Let's just get a little on here. I'll clean the rest off. Yeah, no, maybe not. Let's use it all. Yeah, buddy. Turn her down, turn it on, work it in. I gotta figure out how to get that turned around and how to hollow it the easiest without damaging squaddly. So my thought is to turn this around, put this in here, because she sits down there, right? Sits in there good. And hollow down a little bit. Where do I go? Where do I go? Where do I go? But I gotta have that in here. And put a little paper towel in here to maybe help with the keeping it tight. All right, that'll work there. This could be either a good thing or a really bad idea. There's not going to be any medium, I'll guarantee you that. So, let's get ourselves bit up here for now. Let's bring your butt up here, because I'm going to need you today. I'll keep you here. Put the little one on. And just take your itty bitty at a time. Alright, so the first thing I need to mark . Coming slowly. Woo! All right, I gotta see what I got here. Maybe an eighth more than that's it. So all I need to do, bring that down just a little bit more, and then I can design the tip. Well, I think I got it. That has to come down. All right, let that down. Now I just gotta bring this down and make a finial type of thing with it. Let's see what I can come up with. All right, let's see what the heck I got on here. The scary part, but I tell you, she got some good shaving, so I know I got some beautiful cuts. How can I put this bad boy up here and it want to stay? Gotta watch way over here for it. All right, I think that'll do it. All right. All I gotta do is, you son of a beeswax. All right, that's fine. I'll sand that and see what happens. Just gonna put you on there just to hold you, yeah? And then maybe I can design something. You're expecting something out of nothing. So you're asking for a lot. So let's get your spindle tool. Yeah, that looks good. Let me just go ahead and get it sanded. And then the next thing is gonna be the cover. Here's the cover. All right, that looking good. All right, let's shut this off here and see what she looks like. Really ain't all that bad. All right, let's get some polish on her. And all right, let's get some Yorkshire grit up here. And let's get a buffing. All right, let's get some heat on her and get some beeswax. And I'll take it off, show it you what I got, minus the top. Get some beeswax up on the bad boy. Put this one away. Don't need to do no more. Come on. There we go. Nice. Good coat. Good coat up here. Just like that. See? You don't have to hold it, you just let it go and let it do its thing. As long as you don't got it wrapped around your fingers and all that crazy stuff to get hurt. All right, let's take this thing off of here and see what she's looking like. And see, there ain't nothing wrong with using your cloth to do that either. All right, look at that. Sits right there. I just gotta put a little divot down in there. That is pretty cool though. So check it out. Goes in there, sits right on that inside lip, which gives you an inch to the bottom. Put whatever you want, ladies, powder, whatever. You put this on the top, and as you can see, it's still below where the cap's gonna go, so I can put a cap on here, a little finial, something. I don't know how to do it all, but yep, that's the last part, and that's this boy here. Let's go ahead and now I have the lid up here. Get all this together, so I got to fit the lid onto the top part there. So let me first level this off some, but I want that to be the bottom. And we're gonna design everything up into here, and we'll see how ugly that could get or not. So let's it like that, did it? All right, got it on a little tighter, that's all. Get a little ugly. Alright. Got it locked in there, good. Spin the gauze, let's see what we'll go. Just gotta go down just a little bit. Well, I'm doing just shaving a little bit at a time. Don't want to get greedy. Now she's snug and tight. Alright, now I know where she's got to go in. Let's get the glasses on and see what kind of trouble I get in. Alright. 1300. See how this all looks. That's quick and easy, I like that. Yeah. Bring it around here so you can see a little better here. See, I'm looking at, she's sitting in there really nice. So I could just take this and bring it around a little and just start shaping her to come up. Start working on the lid from here. Sound good? Alright. So since that's going to be it, I can take all this down some. So I have something better to do. I mean, sharp tools to be getting in there. Let's see here. You know, this little guy will do. Let's see what it does. Whoa! Nope, you won't do that. Nope, 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 nope. You are too thin. Yeah, right. See? Yeah, that's a, oh my God! Alright, I can survive that. Let's see what I can work out here. Alright, got around that good, because I can sand that off. I can cover it up a little bit, but it still fits in there good. I can still bring that out. Yeah, I can bring that down some. Alright, that's it. Take it slow so I can hide that. See, I gotta hide that right there. That's from my catch. Every time I bring my tools up, I don't be careful. Okay, make a good little piece for a handle. What do y'all think? Yeah, so good right there. Let's get this sanded down, and it may be done. I like easy turns like that. Well, I won't say easy, but friendly is good. Friendly is a good word. All right. We're going to go ahead and start at 80, work our way to 320, and I'll put in pieces here and there, and I'll bring it back towards the end when I'm done. Alright, let me get my little parting tool here. And, oh, wait a minute. Before I do that, I got to Yorkshire over. There's a little bit of this bad boy on there, and I'm going to get some beeswax on it. Alright. Oh, listen to that thunder. Thunder, baby. Over here. Got out pretty slow just to get the buffing in there. Yorkshire grit's pretty good stuff. That abrasive paste will bring up your sanding to another level. Bring this up some more. Get some heat on it, baby. Woo! It's hot. Oh yeah, she looking nice. Let's get some beeswax up on here. All right. What gets in there? Everywhere. Everywhere. Alright, start you out slow. Alright, get it up here and get some heat on it. There you go. Good look at that, huh? It's pretty sweet. Yeah, buddy. Alright, let's get you back up here, wipe everything else down, and get it all put together for you. Guess I still gotta put a little something in the middle. Yeah. That'll give me my little divot for my little finial I gotta stick down in there. Alright, let's get this thing parted off here. Alright. Yeah. Perfect. I'll bring you back when I put it back up on the lathe to take the tenon off. I got this up on here. See if I can get this tenon off there without causing any damage. It's gonna come off, but it's gonna take a while. Come on! Just what I didn't want to happen. Ah! Yeah, it's about ready to crack in half. But I can glue it. It'll hold. Let me see what I can do to salvage this thing. Yeah. Okay, that was nice. That was salvageable. See, I can yank it apart. It ain't going nowhere. Alright, how do I want to take that off? I just want to cut it up. I don't want to mess it up. When in doubt, bring the chop saw out. There you go. Nice and flush. She sits down nice and pretty. Alright, now where's my inner? Here's my inner bolt. Fits right in there good. Gotta get my little finial thing that I want to do up here. I think that'll work. Alright, let's see what we can do here. Let's get your little booty up here. What I'm going to do is make this little thing right here and try to take that out to put in the center of this hole and glue it in there. Where is my detail goes? There it is. The glasses. Alright. Alright, let's see what I come up with here. There we go. I can glue you in right there. That went out on its own. That's fine. And there it is. Ladies and gentlemen, where's my cat? There you go. Oh! I gotta take this. I gotta take the cap down. I gotta go in a little bit because that tip is just on the top. So I got to go in or that's got to go down. Which one will it be? Let me see about taking this down. Oh, you know what? I'll be able to sand that. Hang on. See, it's complete. The inside, you got your bowl, and your bowl in the bowl, and the cap. Alright, hope you all enjoyed it. Till next video, see ya!